Hey, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make a baby bottle. So you're going to need a single loom in the offset configuration, which means columns 1 and 3 are going to be slightly lower than column 2. The arrow is facing towards you. If you don't have an arrow on your loom, it's the open part of the peg that faces towards you. And we're going to be double banding. Double banding means you take two bands at the same time, place them together, and they are what go across the pegs at the same time. The colours that you're going to need are yellow for the teat or the nipple, pink or blue or whatever colour you choose for the plastic rim, white for the milk, and clear for the glass bottle. So we'll get started. I'm using a jelly yellow, which is going to be indicative of the, I guess, latex silicone nipple at the top of the bottle. And then I'm going to be doing a pink colour because my baby bottle is going to be for a girl. And now I'm going to move to my clear bands, because I'm going to make it so that the bottle is half empty or half full, however you see these things. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? So I'm double banding clear at the moment. I think I'll do one more layer and then I'm going to move to white. So now I'm going to move to the white. Again, we're still going to be double banding. Oops. And when we get to the bottom here, we're going to make sure everything is pushed down, because we're going to do another layer which is going to be just clear bands, and that is going to be for the shape of the bottle. So grabbing a handful of clear bands, we're going to start down the bottom here and put two this side and two this side. And then working from the top of your bottle down on columns 1 and 3, we're going to be putting two bands between each peg. To form a second layer. And this will give us the illusion of having a glass bottle. Plastic bottle, I should say. Now I should stress that these are not things that you would put in a real baby's mouth. Same with the pacifier that we've just made. Okay, starting from the top. Now I know it's going to be a little difficult because we're working with clear, so it might be tricky for you guys to see, but we'll work through that. So when we get here, this is our last pair. We're going to put an end cap, a clear one, on this middle one here. Taking a single band, figure eight it around your fingers a few times, and then pop that on that middle peg. And up here we're going to do the nipple. I'm going to take a single yellow band, wrap it once and twice. I'm going to get a pair of yellow and put that onto my hook. Another pair of yellow. I'm going to do this 5 times. So this is number 3, number 4, and now number 5. Before we're going to slide it on, but before we reclaim the end, I'm going to twist this up and I want to push my hook through the end cap and then reclaim my band. So it sort of gives this knobbly look here. And we're going to pop that on the end here. And it might be a bit of a tight squeeze, but I know you can do it like that. Okay, we're going to do some crossover bands. So picking the colour that is the most prevalent, I'm doing a pink one here. Now it's going to be a single band. Let's make it tighter, so we'll stretch it out and do a figure 8. And we'll pop that across in the shape of a triangle like that. Here we're going to do clear, and again I'm going to do this one tighter, stretch it into a figure 8, a single band, and stretch that across. Now just clear bands, and we're just not going to do any more figure 8s, we're just going to put them across in the shape of a triangle. That's to try and make to do a figure 8 and tighten the band, was basically to try and make it so that it has a narrower, thinner look at the top of the bottle. And our lucky last, there we go. So we're ready to start with our looming. I'm going to get this box out of the way so I don't knock bands all over my living room, my office. Does that not annoy you when that happens? I get so frustrated. Alright, digging your hook past your end cap, you're going to grab the 2 bands on top and hold your end cap in place and move those 2 bands to the corresponding peg like that. And the same on the other side. Now because we're working in layers, let me show you what I mean. We've got 2 layers here, see? All the way up. We're going to work that top layer first, and then we're going to work the bottom layer. So pushing down past your crossover bands, the only bands that you want to be picking up here are these 2 here, okay? So let's see if we can do that. Pushing past the crossover bands, let's grab those 2 and loom up. And it is tricky because they're clear. Oops, I only got 1 that time, but it's better than getting 3. Pass the crossover band, push that crossover band back with the back of your hook so that you can just grab those 2 clear bands. And we're looming up and up. Now this gets a bit tighter because we've got the crossover bands that are looped on themselves, so it does get a bit tighter up here. Just grab those 2 clear bands. Now let's do the other side, starting from down the bottom, push past your band there and just loom the clear bands. Push past your crossover and just grab the clear bands. Now that came off the loom, but it's not a problem because we had already linked it. If you're a bit worried about that, put a thumb to keep it in place. Push that crossover band back. Now it's getting tighter, and it will be again here. Alright, now what we're going to do is take this top layer off our loom. So holding, pull it across and off. Okay, and do that all the way down and off and off, keeping those crossover bands in their correct position. When we get here, we're going to just take this little band here and pop it over that peg so that we've got this band, these bands exposed. Let's do the other side, turn it around. So what we're going to do is lift up and move off. As I said, this one goes over that peg like that. So pop through and make sure these crossover bands stay in the right positions, which is why I keep my fingers on the pegs either side. Make sure you don't grab the first layer, we just want the second layer. All the way up to the top here. One more, like that. Okay, let's turn our loom around. We're now going to loom our first layer. So sticking your hook down, you're going to go all the way down to those two bottom white bands, and we're looming up. Now I'm on the clear bands. Dig all the way down past those end caps. Now when I get here, I want the glass to be on top, so I'm going to take those two off and hold them. I'm going to dig down to the pink, loom them up, and then I'm going to put those two clear ones back. Okay. Let's do the same on the other side, digging down all the way past those clear bands till you find the two white, and of course one's going to break. Why wouldn't it? Lift that band off, put my new band on, dig down here, there we go. I do hate when bands break. Thankfully I'm getting a little better at the repair job when that happens. If the bands are tight, just move your hook around the outside of the peg. It loosens things up a little bit for you. It's going to get tight, but because we're at that bit now where we've got the double looped. Taking this one off, just the top two, hold it, dig down, loom the pink up, grab your clear ones back and pop them back on that peg. Let's loom our centre column. Oh, there we go. Loom up. Now we're at the yellow, so what we're going to do is dig down and loom the yellow bands to the centre, and it is tight because we've got a lot on this peg. We're going to grab 2 yellow bands, dig our hook down and poke it out the side, grab the 2 yellow bands and twist your hook so the smooth side goes against the bands that are there. Now you want that to be along the outside. I didn't do that very well. Let's try that again. Okay, dig your hook down, poke it out the side, pull it up. I'm really not doing it's a very tight fit. I'm not making excuses. Slide it up, push it to the outside of this peg. See how we're at the outside? Now what I want to do is take these 2 that are closest to me up and over, but in order to do that I'm going to try and incorporate the nipple, the teat in that at the same time, like so. Oops, sorry. So that when I do my knot, I'm actually pulling it tight at the back here. And then I'm going to take those bands and just wrap it around the front like that. So now we're ready to take this off the loom. There's a lot of bands involved up the top on that nipple, so just be careful. My white bands are the silicone bands, so they're a bit thicker, so I am going to use my hook to help me get these off the loom. Pull it into shape. And there we have a baby's milk bottle. Hope you enjoyed doing the tutorial. I'd love to see how yours turn out. Take care.